Welcome back to the Podsack Podcast with your boy Andre Sheldon and Coop. We're back to talk about anime and stuff, and we're gonna talk about the Nintendo Switch 2.
Is that like the new thing?
That was good.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I try. I thought about that.
I feel like each week it just improves.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go down. Sometimes it'll go
Do you
down.
practice at home?
In the mirror.
You think on the way here he's just singing it in like his car?
All I'm doing is just rhythmically
like
getting it down
in his head. Like he's like 1, 2.
The hood up, and he's just like this in the
3,
mirror. He's
4,
like, yeah.
Da, da, da. Like I dig it, man. It's cool. It's cool. That was a good intro.
Thank you.
Welcome back, guys, for another week
Yes,
of our
sir.
Podsack podcast.
We're back.
Last week we announced the winner of our Funko giveaway.
Yep.
It was Nav guy who comments on pretty much everything.
Yep.
So
that,
I've reached out to him. He hasn't really responded back yet, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yep.
And then
Still
we'll
got your pops, buddy.
ship it out to him and figure that out. But it was good. It was exciting that we did something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do something for like the 200th or 300th episode.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bigger.
Yeah.
Of something instead
that'd
of
be
just
cool.
Funkos. Maybe
Yeah.
like a statue or
Maybe
something.
maybe
Maybe
if we
4
get,
statues.
if we get
If we're
enough,
doing a statue, we're only doing one, dog. I ain't doing like 4 or 5 statues.
we'll do
man.
like an exclusive Sack Squad T-shirt for them.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be
Some
really
Sack
cool.
Squad merch.
Oh,
Ooh,
I
that'd
think
be
we
cool.
need to get a little bit further before we do that.
True, but like
Realistically.
if for our 200th, you know, if somebody wants it, they can. They're our favorite fan, you know.
True.
Right?
True.
Right.
True.
So
One
maybe that's
sack to
coming
rule them
in the
all.
future. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah.
We got
Of
crazy
course,
anime.
Our anime reviews. Of
course.
That's kind of the big ones that we
staple.
always go for.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of Nintendo Switch 2 news.
Nintendo Switch 2.
And maybe some crazy Pokemon card news that's just like a little sad.
Pokemon fans are insane.
Yeah.
It's not Pokemon fans, just grown ass men doing things like for cardboard,
True.
paper cardboard with images on them.
For shiny cardboard.
Come at me, bro. Like I don't care.
But yeah, I think we should get straight into this one because I know we're gonna keep this one a little bit shorter. But I think we jump right into some of these anime reviews because there's a lot.
Yeah. Dragon Ball
talk about.
Daima kind of like built a little bit more. We'll start with that. The episode 14 aired, titled Taboo. This one went into a little bit more of the complexities of the demon realm and the evolving situations going on with the inhabitants of the demon realm.
Yep.
So just like in the opening scene, like we see King Goma now frustrated with what's going on.
Oh, he's angry. He's mad.
Yeah.
He's big mad.
Like he doesn't like that, they've got 2 of the Dragon Balls.
Mhm.
They're on their way to the first demon realm. I mean, these are the guys that beat the crap out of King Deborah. They beat Majin Buu and they beat the Tamagamis, which none of the demon realm could ever fight against.
Yeah.
They had troubles.
What he envisioned in his mind for his plan, it didn't go any shape, any way, any form. And now he's like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah, he's like, we got to figure something else out because this ain't cool. So in the last episode, they did turn off Warp Sama.
Yep.
They just pulled a giant lever and homeboy.
Which is hilarious that they just have a switch.
Yeah, just a giant lever. Like Crump, pull the lever.
Yeah.
Not that lever. And he just went to bed. He's like sleepy time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taking a well-deserved nap at this point.
You think you're leaving the world? No, you're not.
Not at all. And so with that, we get introduced to a new force. The Gendamare Force.
Gendamare
which
Force.
basically is just the Ginyu Force, just in like different skin at this point.
Ginyu Force at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Literally.
Daima version of the Ginyu Force.
Like you joked, you're like, Mom, I want the Ginyu Force. And
Ginyu Force
she's
at
like,
home.
we got the Ginyu Force at home, which is like the Gendamare Force.
Yeah.
And then of course there's 5 of them. I like how Toriyama does this though. Like he's done the Ginyu Force, and then we went on to a little bit of the Dragon Ball stuff. And when we got to the Garlic Jr. saga, there was the Spice Boys, right? I was like,
man.
okay, cool.
There's always like a band of people.
A band of 5 idiots.
And when he did the Cooler movie, there was the Cooler Force. Like, and now we got the Gendamare Force.
Yeah.
Which is like, all right, cool, man. And they're also like silly people. They're like, they definitely seem a little incompetent too. Especially when they were like, they're like children. And then he was like, no, they're like adults that look like children. Like, oh, okay, never mind. We'll just mess them up anyway.
You scared me further.
Yeah.
For a bit there.
Yeah. But then they were like, these are the guys that beat Majin Buu and the Tamagamis, and they freaked out, and they were like, I was like, how are they supposed to defend this castle when they're afraid of the Tamagamis and Majin Buu?
Yeah.
Like
That's
I don't
nuts.
like. What are you expecting from these guys?
Honestly,
It's
5 idiots
5 idiots that
with-
are weak
with guns.
cool with guns. They got a full artillery, like force. Like they got an RPG, like a laser RPG.
Yeah.
They got laser pistols.
Yeah.
They got laser ARs.
Yeah.
They are well equipped.
They have a Gatling
force.
gun.
Yeah.
A Gatling. They have a full minigun.
Yeah,
They
they
shoot
have a
lasers.
minigun.
It's insane.
It's
And on top of everything, they're broke.
And they're
yes, they are
Yeah.
They are broke.
because I guess they went to the Royal Palace convenience store because
every place has a convenience store.
every Royal
Well,
Palace
let's-
should have one.
For some context, when we were introduced to
We
them,
know that.
Goma's right hand man said, "Hey, I have a group." They walk into like the main lobby and they're just scarfing down food,
Mhm.
desserts, eating chips, and the right hand man's like, and they're like, "Oh yeah, right. Sorry, guys."
Yeah.
Yeah. So then after the whole introduction, the biggest one's like, "I want some more chips. I wonder if they have a store in this palace." They have a store in the palace.
And if you don't have a convenience store in your palace,
Do you have a palace?
are you even royalty at that
Like,
point?
it's-
I don't know if 7-Eleven hasn't moved in.
All you kings and queens out there in the world that like are in Spain or like
Yeah.
England,
Queen Elizabeth.
if you don't have a
where
convenience
is
store in
your
your
convenience
palace,
store?
all those
Hey, she dead,
all those $1 million houses.
And her entire life, no convenience store.
Mhm.
Do you have a convenience store?
you got to go out and buy your own shit.
Right?
Chumps. God.
Peasant stuff.
But yeah, they do get introduced to Ku and Do.
Yeah, like later on in the episode, and they're looking to buy chocolates,
Mhm.
and they're like, "We'll buy it for you guys,"
Yep.
only to reveal
Young lads.
that they're broke as hell, so they only buy them a chocolate bar each, and then
Yeah.
walk off with their junk, and they're like, "Kitchen mean," but they're grateful for it.
Yeah.
The Ku and Do are grateful.
Well, I mean,
for
they
it.
still bought them the chocolate bars that they were gonna get for
True.
free, but like they offered them way more.
True,
Than
true
Yeah.
that. By going back a little bit, we got to Goku and the gang, and they find out like Warp Zone has been deactivated,
Yep.
and there's barriers in between the worlds. And they're like, how do we figure this crap out? And then Neva, the old Namekian, is like, I got this. He's like, I got this. And he says some crazy weird words
Mhm.
where Piccolo is just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And he blasts them off into the barriers, and the barriers just get diminished. And it reveals that like Neva was the one that created these barriers.
Yeah.
And the reason why he did it was to protect the second demon world, because people from the first would come and be annoying. People from the third would be just brutes and like start picking on them.
Mhm.
And he just wanted to protect his world. That's why he made.
He's
these
like,
barriers.
leave us alone and piss off.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the animation for that weird ball of magic energy thing was
It was-
kind of cool.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, all the magic in this whole series has been really well done. I
Yeah.
feel like they just really focused on the magic.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the rest of the show is really pretty as well, but like the magic in
It's the
particular
small details.
is
Mhm.
very intricate.
Yeah, it was very well done. And Goku even tried to smash those barriers, and he got electrocuted. And your favorite part was him falling off for like
For
half an
14
hour
and
and
15 minutes.
him still not hitting the ground, only for Neva to like release the barriers.
And even before he would have hit the barriers, Goku just woke up right before anyways, so it didn't really matter at all that he was falling. That was almost unnecessary.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Pansy got a little distressed, but the biggest like thing was like, after they managed to leave, their ship crashed, and now they're in the first demon realm, and it's like, okay, we're gonna get into some stuff, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, we learned that like the demon world is basically like Halo rings.
Yeah, that's what they showed a little diagram of.
They
that.
showed a little diagram, and like it's like the world is like rounded, and you can see like all of the. I can't remember how that graph looks, but like you see the
It's like
land.
1, 2,
Yeah, and
three.
then there's the third ball, or it's like a ball and then 2 rings or something
Yeah,
along the
it's
sides
like
of
the
that.
first, second, third.
Yeah,
The third
yeah.
is on the outside. The first is on the inside.
Yeah.
is what it looked like. Yeah,
So apparently, Dragon Ball is in the Halo universe.
yeah.
We've established this. Yeah.
That's what Cooper established in his headcanon.
Perfect.
That they're a part of that.
That's my
Yeah.
conspiracy theory.
It
Sa-
was
same.
Same.
yeah, same.
Same.
Indeed.
Same.
Yeah, and now it's just like, well, what's gonna happen? People are gonna go attack them. The Grande force is gonna be there. The Generade force.
Yeah, a lot of fights.
I have a weird feeling that the Generade force is gonna end up fusing together.
What?
I have a weird feeling.
That's a wild.
Like,
that's a wild.
like the
feeling.
two, like besides the leader, like the two are gonna fuse, then they're gonna fuse, and then he's gonna fuse with them. That's what I feel like is gonna happen.
Oh, okay. That's so interesting.
That's
5-person fusion.
A 5-person fusion. Yeah.
I feel like personally, just from what we've seen from the first like 13 episodes of this, they're gonna be a force that walks up and it's gonna be like half an episode, and they're gonna, or no, it'll probably be a full episode to be completely honest, and they're just gonna get destroyed, and then that's gonna be it, and then they're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this entire show is gonna end by the 24th episode.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's gonna be
they're going quick. They're going quick. Like at this point, we've gone through 2 of the demon worlds. All of the Tamagamis have been defeated already.
Yep. The Dragon Balls are in possession of 2 groups.
Yep.
And they're coming together.
They're coming together.
Yep.
We're at the end of this.
Ready for a big finale.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah. Very shortly here. So that's pretty cool.
My hope is by the 24th episode they're back to being adults and they fight, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, there's going to be a fusion.
Yeah.
We do know this.
Yeah, I think they're going to be kids right up until the end. And then the last bit of it is they wish themselves back to being adults.
And then it ends
with Beerus showing up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With maybe. Beerus showing up or Beerus awakening.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then it just rolls right into Super.
Right into Super.
That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, it's definitely going to end with them back home at like the party, all happy.
Exactly how it started.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you give this show?
This episode, I'm gonna give a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, this you've been pretty consistent with that.
Been pretty consistent.
You've been pretty consistent.
I know,
except for like the beginning.
There's some episodes where I'm like
a 4 out of 10.
I've given one episode like a 4 out of 10. I think I've given most of them either 5, 6, or like 7s.
I think the last.
I think I gave
5. I think I've been like 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah. I've been pretty consistent on the 7 out of 10.
So I feel like you're kind of warming up to it a little bit.
I just think that in certain episodes they take their time and they really flush out a lot more. Like some of these episodes are very lore heavy, and for me, it's just not going to do it. Like that's one of the episodes I think I rated 5 out of 10 because it just didn't do it for me.
Right.
But when it's something to do with this show and the story expanding, then I'm kind of interested.
Right.
When it's going back and you're bringing me back to things that maybe I don't know, and as first time viewer, that makes sense, right? But for this, like, yeah, it's not a bad show. I've never said it's a bad show. No. I think it's a good show. Like you said, I agree with your assessment where it's like, this is for parents and their kids to get into.
Yeah.
We should that's exactly what you should be doing is sitting down with your kid and watching this because this is fun for the whole family.
Yeah. Cause I still see people like shitting on Daima, and I'm just like, these are people that have just watched Z and Super and we're hoping for a Z Super show.
Yeah.
When like it's not that. If you went in watching this like that, then you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I had this coworker at my last job where he was like, I asked him if he was watching Daima because he was talking about Dragon Ball and he was a big fan. I'm like, oh, are you watching Daima? He's like, no. He's like, I won't watch it. He's like, I don't like the OG Dragon Ball. He's like, I just like Z and Super. And I was like, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's exactly what you should do. Like if you aren't interested in the OG Dragon Balls or you didn't like them at all, this is not for you.
Yeah.
If you want something more serious, it's not for you.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
It's fun. What about you guys?
I give it like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah.
Probably like, same.
Yeah.
I mean, like we can clearly see it's starting to ramp up a bit more. And now that they are
we're in the home stretch.
Yeah. Now that they're in the last.
Yeah. This is like the halfway
world.
Point now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And now that they're kind of in the culmination, I feel like everyone who's important is in the same vicinity.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
And at some point we're going to meet at home plate and just have the fight.
Yes.
Right. Like a slug off is going to happen. Might be a Goku and Vegeta here, Piccolo over there, boom, boom. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But now that we're all kind of in the culmination, in the pot stewing, it's getting good.
Yeah, I think the pacing for this has been pretty
consistent.
Yeah, like it hasn't like slowed down too much, or they haven't fast forwarded through things where you're just like, wait, why?
Yeah,
you know. So
no, they've taken their time.
I feel like everything's been explained thoroughly,
pretty thoroughly. Yeah,
so which is like kind of rare for a Dragon Ball show.
It is.
That doesn't really happen. Things just kind of happen and you go.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good.
Like for Dragon Ball, a fight starts and it's like a couple episodes and you don't really get any context of like what's really happening.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sakamoto Days.
We got Sakamoto Days, episode 2. We're still following it.
Family stuff. Sakamoto Days.
I will say before we get into the second episode, have you been seeing people like bashing Sakamoto days?
No.
No.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What have they been saying?
They've been saying like it's just not to this like it doesn't portray the manga in a good light. And they're saying like it's just not well done. There was
Are they talking about the animation?
the animation in particular.
That's interesting because I thought it was like I find it fine,
I didn't mind it at all.
but maybe they just want more detail.
I think they want, yeah, maybe more detail. They said it just wasn't a good representation of the manga, is what I was reading online.
For this, like saying like it's not as gritty.
Maybe it's
Because I can
not
see
as
how
gritty.
the manga. I've never read the manga, but I can see how like
Neither have I. And this is why I'm
watching the
coming
first
from an
couple
outsider's
episodes. I can
perspective.
see how they'd be like, there's supposed to be a lot more action, blood, gore, XYZ.
Well, not even just that. Like, I don't mind the action. Like, the show, the story is fine. I do agree where I'm just like, it does feel like maybe for a Netflix anime, it's okay. But like, at this point, I'm not too astounded with what they're doing with the animation quality. Personally, as well.
You know, that's fair. I didn't find it to be too standoutish.
It really wasn't.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, and even like when you see the Netflix intro card, it just looks like somebody made it like on a free image, you know, maker. It's just like a weird yellow background.
That seems a bit harsh.
No, not like the intro or not the show. I'm talking about just the Netflix intro card. When it says that a Netflix intro series,
Yeah.
it's like cartoonish, and it looks like it was made on just a really shitty online editor.
Okay.
To be fair, and like that's a small, minor, little thing. It doesn't really take away from the show or anything like that. But when throughout this episode, yeah, I was
Yeah. Fair enough.
on the animation side.
Fair enough. So this episode starts with Sakamoto and Shin,
Mr. Sakamoto.
kind of reflecting on their confrontation with the gang members. And he's like, Shin is like to Sakamoto, like, none of them died. Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what's going on? And Sakamoto's not really saying anything, but his wife, who was cleaning, overhears their conversation.
Yep.
And was like, there's a family rule. And what's the family rule?
No killing.
No killing.
And if you don't follow it, divorce. Divorce.
Big time. And
that's crazy.
And you see Sakamoto just like, he heard the word divorce and he started whimpering like a sad puppy dog.
That was crazy.
His glasses cracked.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was like, and Shin was like, oh, okay.
Didn't Shin like say like, but I killed people? He's like, yeah. Did he say that?
He's like, no,
no,
I didn't kill them. None
They're
of
just
their
very
wounds were
hurt.
lethal. Yeah, I threw a pen through a dude's skull, but he's still okay. It's all good.
Yeah. I was like, what? He definitely killed him, man. Just like,
I roundhouse kicked this dude into a wall, but he's still okay.
I made this dude a paraplegic, but he's fine.
he
It's
shot
okay.
people in the chest. Oh, yeah. he had shot people in the chest.
If I'm not mistaken, at one point he wrote people up with a crane and threw them into a waste bin.
Yes.
That is a tetanus
But
shot
they're
and a
not dead.
half.
No, they're not dead.
lethal. They
Yeah,
avoided
lethal.
everything.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, you
This is
liar.
the bad. This is Spider-Man. This is how they do it for Spider-Man.
100%.
Yeah.
And so then it cuts to them, to Shin and Sakamoto visiting Nikita Chinatown for some shopping. Sakamoto went and purchased some meat buns.
Japanese pork buns.
Is that's
Yeah,
that what-
it was-
okay.
yeah,
Japanese
it was-
pork buns.
Yeah.
And encountered they encountered a new person who jumped out a window and crashed on Sakamoto and ended up crushing his meat buns.
Not just on him, but the buns.
but the meat
buns.
buns.
The buns.
Who he was buying for his family. And Shin psychically saw that and cried a little bit. And now that the meat buns were destroyed, he saw that they were going to be sad in his head. And Shin was like, why are you like this?
Why are you the way you are?
Why are you? The way
Do you know what's going to happen to his daughter? She's going to cry.
Yeah. And so we meet this new person. She is being chased by a bunch of ruffians. And she, like Sakamoto and Shin pretty much take them out. And then she introduces herself. Her name is
Lu Xiaotong.
So yeah, Lu Xiao Tang. Yeah. Or Tang, whatever you want to call it. And she tells them that she's being targeted by these people because of the treasure that her family holds, and they need the key which she is holding on to.
More specifically, the key around her neck.
Correct.
Yeah. Which, of course, it's around her goddamn neck.
Yes.
Because it's not in another safe, it's not somewhere else, it's around her neck. It's always around her neck.
Always. Yeah. And her family was like, a mafia.
Yeah,
a mafia family.
Yeah, it was a mafia.
So they were hit by a rival gang essentially,
which
is crazy.
A civil war,
which is crazy because either they just had more manpower than
or they got blindsided hard.
Yeah,
hard.
Yeah, which is why they got caught because Lu has some kung fu moves for sure.
Tai Chi. She knows Tai Chi.
Yeah,
yeah.
Then she can kind of hold her own a little bit.
She definitely can.
Yeah. And so they get beat up. Sakamoto's like, we're gonna help this girl.
You know how to make pork buns?
Yeah,
I'll help you.
And she's like, my dad had a recipe.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, so we're gonna help her. And then it cuts to these rival gangs, and one of his like the leader is like, what the hell, you guys failed, and the one dude was like,
you let her escape, haha.
Yeah, and then he gets like his head sliced in half out of nowhere.
Yep.
Sink.
Just
clean.
That was the exact
sink.
The exact sound effect that happened.
It was so clean. His head was still talking as it was being held by someone else.
Yeah,
because it happened so fast.
Yeah. And we get introduced to these two new assassins that are twin brothers.
Yep.
Who was
Bacho
and
Sung Hee. Bacho and Sung Hee, the twin assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they go looking for her.
Mm-hmm.
And they get into a big ass fight with Sakamoto and Shin.
Well, first out of the blue, they're just like hopping over like buildings, and then randomly Sakamoto just gets kicked in the
face.
side of the head.
He watches the foot too, and he's like, "Oh," and just gets railed into a building across the street.
Yeah.
And then they go off, and they're like, "We're here for the key. We've been hired by the mafia gang."
Yeah.
And
Lou goes, "Oh no, it's twins!" And
then,
Shin's like, "Who's that?"
And then Shin starts to go at them a little bit, and he's like, "What are you angry because we killed your friend?" And Shin's like, "You killed him." Hold the phone. You didn't kill him.
He's like, y'all clearly amateurs if you don't know who Mr. Sakamoto is.
Yeah. And so Sakamoto comes back and just whoops ass. If
I'm not mistaken, doesn't he punch Sung Hee? He punches his head into the ground, and then the roof
ceiling caved in. Yeah. And then he proceeded to say the ceiling was rotting. That's why.
Yeah, he gets up.
That's why the concrete was rotting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a concrete ceiling.
It was a foundation issue.
It was a foundation issue.
Foundation issue.
Yeah, and then at some point, like Sakamoto recalls like the promise he made to his wife Aoi, and it shows a little bit of a flashback where he's buying her. It's like Christmas, and she's like, "You're late." He's like, "Oh, I needed to work my job so I can buy you a present."
This was wild.
And she was like, "Oh, you mean you killing people again?"
Because on his cheek was just blood.
Blood. Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm late."
Like, this is the only way I can afford to pay for it. I'm like, Coop, you were like, what?
How are you broke? You're like the best assassin in the world, and you're broke? What happened?
Yeah. Not the best, but you are the.
Like, did he have gambling debt or something? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was just kind of odd that he had to work to buy a present.
Yeah. And
all his money just goes into weaponry.
True. Actually, wait, his arsenal is crazy. Bro.
I mean, from if you think about it, his entire storefront is a goddamn.
He doesn't
arsenal.
even use them though.
No,
he should just sell them.
No,
bro picked up the taser
because he made a promise. Because what happened that night is she was like, "I can't be with you if you're gonna continue killing people." So
she jumped off,
and
she drastically leaped the rail.
She said, "If you gonna kill people, I'm gonna kill myself." And you're like, "What? Hold up." It's Christmas. What is going on? And then
I was like, that's so extreme.
Merry Christmas.
I'm like, that's toxic as hell. You shouldn't be with a person like that.
Insane.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
I don't know what was more insane, her just saying yeet or Sakamoto throwing said gift, sprinting through said railing,
defying gravity,
straight down a wall 90 degrees, caught her and landed in snow. And then her being like, "Oh, that was higher than I thought." Bitch, you didn't look before you leap.
You just jumped off.
That entire 5-second scene blew my entire mind.
Yeah. And then she was like, "See, you were sad when you thought I was going to die. That's how other people feel when you go kill them." And she said, "So you got to make me a promise that going forward,
holding
from
his face
now on, that there's going to be no more killing, okay?" And he was like,
"That's correct."
Okay.
That was
But if you guys like have not seen the fact that he went like this and then just went straight down, I can't get over it. Like he was like
this dude apparently he can use magic because there's I don't know what's going on anymore.
Defied gravity.
He is Saitama in a sense.
Yeah. And then after that scene, he reminds Shin, "Hey, No killing rule.
Number 1 family rule.
Yeah,
no killing.
And then they start to fight Bacho and Sung Hee, and Sakamoto is only using cooking utensils the entire time.
It was like a Jackie Chan moment.
It was.
Because like me and Audrey were talking about that. We were like, at some point Jackie Chan
I've seen this in a movie
to fight people. And I was
100%.
like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And I just can't recall which movie, but I'm pretty sure he did. So it was kind of interesting. Yeah, and they went off. The brothers did some like tofu attack, is what they called it.
The tofu scramble.
The tofu scramble.
They attacked the thing that.
Yeah, and it was just like,
and homie's just like this.
Tofu scramble.
Yeah,
like, yeah. I mean, he's a legendary assassin. That kind of makes sense, dude.
And then after that, I'm pretty sure Sakamoto grabs a pot of stew and just cooks Sung Hee in the head straight down.
Just straight down. He's knocked out, and then he grips, I think, a stove or a dishwasher, and just
smashes on Bacho.
Straight down. On
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal. He's not dead. It's okay.
He's concussed very badly.
Which is kind of messed up, man. Like, anybody would have died. Any other person would
Except
have
I'd
died.
like to see that. I'd like to see that in court. You know, just like Sakamoto, you have killed like 30 people that we know of, and he's like,
on the way here,
non-lethal, they aren't dead. No, their graves are right over there, dude.
No.
I
see, I have a family rule: not killing allowed. Looks at his wife. I didn't kill them.
Mr. Sakamoto.
See, as you can see here, the family rules state I can't kill.
Mr. Sakamoto, there is a pen through this person's neck. Yes, but if you go into scientific detail, I have missed every artery.
Vital organ.
So therefore, he can still speak. It is just enlarged in his neck.
Yeah.
But if you take it out, you will kill him. I won't.
They were alive when I left. If they died after the fact, that's not on me, man.
Not on me.
They were bleeding out from the injuries I gave them, but
they were alive at
them.
that point. So when I left, whatever happens, it's out of my control.
If you take out the pen, they will bleed out. Therefore, you kill them. I don't.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This show is, I mean, it's ridiculous, and it's supposed to be. Like, it's not supposed to be a serious show. This is a comedy, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is funny just to like go through this. It is but it's a good time.
Yeah. And so after that, they get back, they show the other clan leader who killed who killed Lou's parents at their treasure room door, and he's trying to get in. And Sakamoto and Shin drop off the assassins in front of him, and dude's like, "What the hell?" And then Lou comes up behind him with the knife, and dude's basically now shitting himself and crying like a little girl, just like, "Oh."
For context,
please.
homie's like this tall too.
Yeah, he's like 5 feet,
Mm-hmm.
5 feet tall.
He's like pocket size.
Yeah. And it cuts back, and he's all beat up, and we see Lou punching him in the face one more time, and gets knocked the hell out.
Yeah.
So I was saying, they just like sat him up and just let her just boom, just to the side of the
shit out of him.
You know those like
destroy that
inflatable things that you punch and then just come back up? That's literally what he was.
Yeah. And then they get into the treasure room.
And
Sakamoto wears some like crown cap and a staff thing.
And it's full of treasure.
No, he just keeps putting on more things. He had a full hand of rings at one point. He had
bracelet,
the
2
crown,
necklaces.
He had the bracelet. He was blinging.
At one point, he had a scepter.
He did have a scepter.
Not a staff, but a scepter.
A scepter. Yep. And then, Lou's like, she finds the one treasure, and it's like old alcohol, like really expensive.
Yeah.
And she's grateful for the help and wants to share it with them. And they sit down and they eat the smashed pork buns together. It was kind of a nice, lighthearted.
It was,
moment.
because on the bottle of alcohol, a note said, "Leave for Lou when she's old enough to drink with Dad."
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the sweet moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay,
Did you
that's
cry
cool."
on the inside?
A little bit. I was like, "Oh, that's cute."
What a girl.
I know.
What a loser.
Loser.
But yeah, then they sit down, and Sakamoto held on to the pork buns.
Yeah.
that were looked like mush.
Yeah, and they ate them together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next morning, Shin's there helping somebody.
Sakamoto's
walks
drunk.
in hungover shit, and gives him a juice box to help him. And then
Here's Sakamoto.
and then the door opens, and Lou's there with the gown on, and he's like, "Wait, what the hell are you doing here?" And then she's like, I'm here to make pork buns and make money
And sell them?
Like,
Duh. Yeah.
Like, what the hell, man? And then Shin's like, since when?
So every episode, they're just going to introduce a new employee.
Sheldon made a point, and he's like, Sakamoto is just gonna make a storefront of assassins.
Yeah.
Literally.
And they're all just gonna be doing their thing.
Yeah.
Like
I dare someone to rob that store.
Shin's like assistant manager to Sakamoto.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like you come up and you're like, give me all the money, and he takes the gun and like flips it on you, and you're just like, well, I guess I'm leaving now.
Yeah. Like Lou's like bakery deli chef.
Yep.
Now they just need like a meat production manager, somebody in dairy.
Yeah. A stock
produce
manager. Yeah, literally.
Like they have the storefront cashier manager. Like they almost have their grounds covered for an entire department store or a produce store.
Just makes me wonder how it stayed operational before Shin got there. Like, was it just Sakamoto and his wife? And
like legitimately,
actually,
yeah. And then like I think it kind of ended with like news of like a gang fight spreading.
Well, they were they placed out the Sakamoto and Shin's papers, and it was like these guys have a lot of money on their heads.
6 billion yen,
something like that,
or 6 million. It was
They were like a assassin association.
Yeah, it was basically a table and a giant screen with Sakamoto's storefront.
Yeah, they were like, this fat ass has a
silhouettes of people.
Yeah, they were like, this fat ass has $1 billion yen bounty on him. So
it's crazy that they actually say that sometimes.
Yeah. They swear a lot in this show. We've noticed.
Okay, man, that's cool, dude. Like,
like I was saying to the guys in the first episode, because I watched it in English, they were saying like motherfucker and stuff, and I was like, oh my god,
chill, bro, calm down.
Damn.
What are you giving this episode?
Like 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
Yeah,
fair.
It was
fair.
Solid 7.
I feel like it's
I feel like that, and even
the grounds are being made so far. It's
the first episode I gave an 8, and this one's I'm giving a 7. So I'm just like looking at like then the reason I'm giving it a 7 is because like I said in the beginning, it's like the animation. It's just sometimes it looks clunky. When they were hopping over those buildings, it looked weird. It just looked cheesy. Yeah,
they are doing like a weird 2D, 3D animation thing.
Yeah,
it did for like I don't know if I was tripping, but for a second there, when they were hopping the building, especially when it was Sakamoto, it just looked like it was like this.
It was just a still image of him moving.
Yeah.
And there was no movement animation or anything.
And I was like,
and it just looked like,
is that me or is that like?
Yeah. And it felt weird. I don't know. It's small things that are just like, that are catching my eye in this show that are just like, maybe you could have done a little bit more here and there. It's not a bad show.
I feel like ever since we've started the podcast, we've been more like
analytical,
very analytical on details.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like we kind of have to be for we're doing reviews like this. Like, yeah, we can comment on the story. So far, every anime we've watched, the story's been pretty decent.
No, Ninja Kamui.
Or good. Well, so far, I mean, Ninja Kamui was bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
R.I.P. to the
We
king.
are, and I wanted to. I mean, what would you gave it a 7.5?
7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you a quick question. I know, kind of off topic, but Shangri-La Frontier. I know
it's a better anime.
It's a better anime.
It's a better anime than.
But I will say,
I'm not caught up.
Okay,
I'm not caught up.
The latest episode with what's going on right now, I will say
the Lycogon fight.
Yes, it was lackluster.
Oh, that's not good.
Lackluster. And that was the last episode I watched.
Like,
and
in terms of what? Action, animation. Oh,
everything. Like I think it's just because like there is the introduction of a new character. Who's brought in, and the entire episode almost revolves around incorporating them into this.
Okay.
And it just felt slowly paced, almost like what we got with the SF Zoo start of the Like a Gun fight, where it was like one episode of just meh.
Yeah.
And then we got some cool stuff in the next episode.
Right.
Because we started the fight.
Couple of episodes.
The next couple of episodes. Yeah. And then we got I think it was one, because I watched part 3 of the fight.
Okay.
And the part 2 was really good. That's where we start to get some really cool animation. And then part 3, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think that hopping off, like we're in the middle of one of the biggest fights. Mm-hmm. And for this full episode to be whatever, it was kind of
interesting.
I don't know. It kind of turned
I'll watch it and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll watch it and I'll let you know.
But we have the big one.
Solo
Leveling. Season 2. Episode 3. Episode 15 total.
Titled Still a Long Way to Go.
Yes.
And
it just aired. Before we started recording this, we watched it, and it aired today.
Yeah, so it airs at like 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yep.
So it kind of like
lines up a little bit.
a little bit.
A little bit.
You
Pushes
gotta-
us
Watch the
back a
first
little
two
bit,
and
but
then watch that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we got to do. But it starts off not even right off the back of the last episode.
No,
it's
it's just
small
them-
skip forward.
Yeah, it's Jinwoo and
It was a Jinhee?
Jinho
Jinho. There we go.
in a cave.
Yeah.
Shadows are fighting monsters.
Yes.
They kill them all, and then they're collecting those.
Like essence crystals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, those
But
things.
Jinho has never seen this yet, and he's like, "Oh,
You're able to do this?
you don't.
This is a skill.
You don't need me here anymore."
Yeah, literally.
He's feeling belittled.
Yeah, he's feeling useless.
Yeah.
Because then the shadows start to mine the ore, and he's like, I can't even do that.
Yeah.
He's
He's like,
like-
I'm not even
He's
doing
like
anything.
on his knees, and he's like, "I'm useless." And then one shadow's like,
Here you go.
You wanna
He's
help?
You can hold it.
No, he's not even he's just like, wait, I'm a CEO now? Like
yeah.
he's basically at this point a CEO. He
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
Absolutely, man. He's CEO. He's got the manager
Yeah.
looking over his underlings.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like,
Yeah.
are these two power fantasies just like a hierarchy of corporate?
Yeah.
Like,
This is
building?
the capitalist. It's a capitalist dream. That's what solo leveling is.
oh my God.
You
dude.
get to see it in real time.
Yeah.
But
And then
it's-
like
but it's
Iron's in the
portrayed way cooler.
background, like going cheering, and Jin was like, nope, keep moving.
"Hey, guys, come on, come
No
on."
fun.
Yeah, literally.
No fun.
No fun
Get
in my
back
Coffee
to
department.
break's
work.
over. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what happened after that?
And then then it cuts to
Didn't he leave his sister like he's going on a trip?
Yeah, it cuts back to him and his sister.
Or if I'm not mistaken, no, I'm thinking
Because this just aired, so there's no synopsis for us to like go off of, and we're going straight off clear
we shouldn't
memory.
we shouldn't need one.
I
since
know, but we
just watched
talking
it.
through Daima and then talking through
else,
it
yeah,
is.
sure.
it
I
can
mean,
be a
we could
bit
just hit
much,
like the points.
Yeah,
like
I mean-
the points of interest.
but, Jinwoo ends up going back to his sister. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm leaving.
on a trip for
I'm
like
leaving on a
week.
trip for like a
For a
week.
week.
So you'll be good." Like yeah.
Yep.
And then we see a cut shot of him in front of
What was it called?
it's like the demon
castle.
The demon castle.
Essentially, it's like the dungeon of the demon castle that has
Yeah.
100 floors.
Yeah, that has
and it's where
100
he was
floors.
previously at level
Where he fought Cerberus.
20 and got rocked.
Yeah, by Cerberus.
Cerberus. Yeah.
Which was,
But he did manage to kill Cerberus.
He did manage to kill Cerberus.
Yeah.
I am still mad they didn't bring Cerberus back.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it would be cool to see. I thought that was just like, it's going to be like one of the normal enemies, but apparently not.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and you know what makes me, so Andre, you said something about this, which I'll touch on later, but let's continue with the episode. So he's fighting through like waves and levels of demons.
Yeah, and they're not really showing these parts of the fights too much because
Well,
it seems like minuscule.
Yeah, he gets
Realistically,
what he says is like
He's
these
collecting
demons.
Demon souls
Yeah,
for something.
and these demon souls are so the demons are ranked about. He said about just
B
upper
rank.
B,
Yeah.
yeah, upper
high
rank.
B. So he's like, yeah, it's not really that much of a like that big of a
Yeah,
difficulty
because he's
spike,
leveled up
so-
like 3 times.
'Cause-
Because he was at level 20 when he approached, so
And now
he's
he's
like 3
60.
times that.
and now
so.
he's like 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and he's
we
also
kind of
got an army.
speculated like 60. He's probably at like, well, I'm
High A rank, low S rank. Is
yeah,
what we're
but now that
saying.
he's saying that like this is upper B rank, maybe he's just like mid A rank at this point right now.
I don't know. I'd say
Mid to
he's
high.
higher. I'd say he's higher. And the only reason I'd say he's higher is because he's fought like Bakra.
Right, which was much stronger. But
And
he
did fight with 3.
He fought Bakra though with Egress.
He did fight with Egress and like his whole team.
Yeah,
Right?
Egress and Iron. Yeah, yeah.
So he was definitely S rank, which makes me think like he would be he's not like a high tier S rank for sure, but I feel like he's a very low tier S rank, and I would put him higher than A only because of what he did in this episode.
Okay, yeah.
And because like the next fight, which happens later,
We
but
also learned that he couldn't resurrect the demons,
No.
yeah, he can't resurrect any of those demons.
and he doesn't know why.
yeah. And
He
I think
does-
it's because it's a special quest.
But the special quest involved Egress and the soldiers.
It did. But I want to say that this is
If I'm not mistaken,
this is a dungeon.
didn't the special quest with the egress, did that involve him having a key and unlocking a door?
No, it was the change.
It was a class.
It was a class change,
quest.
Class quest.
This dungeon required a key.
Yeah.
So that's why
So
I'm
they're different-
speculating
yeah.
that this is a specific guideline. You can't gather these soul things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's the only thing, is because egress was a class thing. This is I need a key to get in here.
And so while he's fighting that, there's a lot going on outside though. We cut to a clip of Dong Su. Huang Dong Su. Yes.
Well, not quite. What we cut to is like these hunters in a dungeon all got their ass kicked by this
Right.
long-haired dude. And this long-haired dude is saying, I'm not a magical beast. I'm a human. I've been trapped here. I want to go back to the real world.
Yep.
And we were like,
What's going
shit?
on? What is happening?
Yeah.
Because this is full story changing, right? Like we have
Yes.
some new.
It looked like they were on like some like ship or something, or like I can't recall the scenery, but yeah, it was the one guy who was like fearing for his life, and he's like Jesus, and the long haired guy's like, I don't speak much English in his voice
because I guess
language.
he was with a bunch of Americans,
right?
Because
if he's been locked up for so long, you think he might not know how to like really communicate, right?
Yeah.
So then he's like, I want to go home, very like caveman-y.
And then I think it's when we cut to Huang Dong Su, and he's on a plane.
No, it's after that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it cuts to Jin Ho talking to his father about wanting to run the guild, and he's like, "Oh, but
Right,
your
I
brother's
completely forgot
doing
about
that,"
that one,
and he's
yeah.
like, "No, but my brother is doing this with like a foreign outsider."
Yeah.
Like blah blah blah, and he's like, "That shouldn't be a thing," and I don't like how he's running it. And then
his father knows. Yeah.
About Jin Woo. He's like, "I know you've been dungeon raiding with this guy.
I know you got a boy."
Yep.
And
well, he knows. The thing is, he comes with receipts.
Yeah,
This dude had receipts of everything. He's like, you've been doing it with this dude. He's the one who was in the double dungeon. He was with Hong Dong Suk and his clan when they died.
Yeah,
and
he's like, the White Tiger Guild wants him. Bet you get him, it's yours.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So now,
which is cool. I like that.
So
I like
now
that as a story element.
it kind of seems that Jin is kind of starting to get his name around a bit.
His name's everywhere.
People are starting to be like, hey, we kind of want him.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I.
Oh, Jin Woo also named his polar bear.
He did.
He named it Tank.
He did name
Tank
it
the polar bear.
Tanku.
Yep.
Tank.
So we got Tank,
Iron, and
Egress.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
the three generals. As I call them.
And and then what I was talking about. It cuts
so
to
long hair guys
Dong Su.
in jail, just looking like an ape.
Yep.
Right. And the two, I guess, hunters are like, we have homeboy on the way as an interpreter to kind of help us.
Well, they need an S rank because they just don't know what this dude is capable of.
Yeah.
They think he's a humanoid magical beast.
Yeah.
And they're like, don't send no A, give us the highest S you can find.
And that makes sense because that's what. So this was all happening simultaneous while I believe this is actually when this is right after he gets out of the gate, the red gate.
Yeah.
That
this is
Jin Woo
right
was
after,
in.
if I'm not mistaken, the White Tiger Guild guy and Hong were gonna fight, and then they get stopped, and he's like, "Fine, I have shit. I gotta go do anyway.
I gotta do
That's
anyway."
what he was.
What he was going to do, right? And that was interesting because I'm like, oh man, they're really continuing this. They're keeping track of like every single character.
Yes,
we know where they're going, what they're doing. They're answering these questions very well, and that's what I am really interested in this show.
So the next big story beat is Jin and the army come across a boss, and if I'm not mistaken, he's the level 50 boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
The big red demon.
Big red demon boy.
Yeah. That was a cool fight.
Yeah.
It was short.
It was short.
It was short and sweet.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very
and
short.
Jin's basically like, guys, take care of the minions. I'll take care of homeboy. He's pretty big. He can't beat. And then he blinks and he's gone.
He's gone.
And all of a sudden, he rocks the battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he like was aiming for Egress. He just
well,
rocks.
he's about to like comes to the side of Egress and everyone else, and he slams down.
He was in the motion.
Yeah.
And Jin, without even thinking, he jumps in the air and he cocks his arm so much his sweater rips.
Yeah.
And his eyes go and he's like, "Don't touch my people."
He's like, "What are you focused on?"
Yeah, and he
nukes
rocks this dude in the side of the skull, and he goes
What
through
a
the building,
foolish-
and he lands, and he's like, "Oh, that's right. I expect him to strength."
Yeah, he's like, "I
Shit.
didn't think it'd do that."
Yeah,
much.
but it was crazy when he just jumped and just cocked and just rocked this thing,
Exactly. And so this demon ends up getting up.
and it's fast as shit.
Well, it roars. It does the same thing Cerberus did in its
which
fight.
I assume is like aggro.
No, what it does is in the Cerberus fight, I remember this because I just watched it. He buffs himself basically. He buffs himself by like double.
Okay.
So that's why he's able to move so fast now
and read the
movements
Yeah.
because he buffed himself.
Yeah, but
And it's
homie
like,
is quick.
he's fast. He's a big dude and he's just like instant fast.
He is fast.
I like that.
He's Sakamoto.
He 100% is.
Yeah.
He's basically Sakamoto demon form.
Yeah, but that fight, like Sheldon said, short but sweet.
Very sweet. I think it was so perfectly done too, where it's like, I don't need more from this. I'm very happy with what you've given me.
Yeah.
That's everything I wanted from that fight. And so I believe after that fight is when we go back to
Huang shows up.
Huang Dongsu actually shows up to the to the plate.
Yeah.
And we get some
What's
really
crazy is when
things.
He said his father's name, right?
He said his father's name. Yeah.
It was the
ill.
Oh, that was a big giveaway, by the way. We learned that this dude is
Wait. Before we even get into that, he says his name before we even get that story beat.
I kind of ruined it.
That's true.
I did kind of ruin
It's
it.
if I'm not mistaken, Il Huang
Sung. And we
And
were
then-
like,
and Cooper's like, "How many songs are there?" And I was trying not to be like,
yeah. You're trying to like not give it away. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize it at first. Like I didn't have any.
I thought
idea.
one of you would have
figured it
been
out.
like, "Hold
I
on."
thought we would have, but like honestly, it completely passed by because I think because it's such a new character, I wasn't even thinking that.
Yeah.
And because
And that's
his
fair.
family hasn't even been in it, I'm just like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because in like the first episode of the first season, all we know is that like
his father's just not around.
Yeah, that's all
like,
you know.
They didn't say
They
anything
don't
about
say
his dad
anything
being
about
a
Yeah.
hunter.
So like you would never think it.
yeah.
So this surprise is a very like holy shit.
Yeah, and like Sheldon said, it's because he reveals like he is Sung Jinwoo's dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when the
Sung Duk or Dung Suk or
Dung Soo.
was
when
like-
Dung Soo's talking, he's like, "Oh, a song," and then I think he speaks about his family, and then the other guy's like, "Your son is him,"
Yeah,
and then that's when he's like, "Fuck this conversation, dog. I'm gonna rock your son."
But some cool things happen in that conversation too, because there's a couple lines that stuck out to me when they were actually conversing, like they were conversing before all this is revealed.
Did you guys catch like right when he got in there and Il Blanc started talking, and the interpreter's like, "Shut up, talk only when you're spoken to."
Yeah.
I was just like, "Yo, relax."
Yeah. And so we find out that there is a calamity coming. Some kind of calamity that he knows about because he's been stuck in the gate.
He's
for
probably
10 years.
seen shit.
He's probably seen so many things. He knows way more than what we know, even, right? Like we're gonna find out some things, and he says there's a calamity coming.
Yes.
And then he states a line that really stuck out to me.
Well, Sung Hu, or what the hell is his name? Dung Soo.
Ask him.
Dung Soo was
Dung
like,
Soo.
well, we have a bunch of hunters, we'll put them together. And dude was like,
It doesn't matter how many people you have because they're just going to be turned against you.
Which makes me think either A, they're gonna get like controlled, or B, they'll realize something and then be like, "Wait,
yeah,
something's going on."
yeah."
And one thing that I want there to be like some, because I know my instinct is way off on this and it can't be, but there's like, it made me think that like, what if it's Sung Jin-woo? Is Sung Jin-woo the calamity? Is his son the calamity that's going to be brought upon the world?
yeah.
I mean,
Are we watching a hero turn into a villain? There's so many questions.
I mean, he does kind of have an army already, so
He does. And we have like, there is so much speculation at this point. This has opened up such a big can of worms
Yeah.
because this show already has so many loose ends, and now we have even more. There's more questions. There's even more going on.
Yeah, and it was kind of like him being the father of Jinwoo was kind of a big deal too, man. Because it's just like, okay, this dude's been stuck in the gates for 10 years. Like, we don't even know how strong he was to begin with to be stuck in a gate.
Yep.
For that matter. But then,
but him surviving for 10 years says something about his strength.
Yes. Yes, it does. And then when they get to finish talking, and Dong Su is like, "I'm gonna end you and your kid.
Fuck this conversation. Yeah, you're dead."
And a big explosion happens, and because what's the dad's name again? Il Huang was like, yeah, he was glowing. His eyes are like, he wasn't scared of dude.
No,
he just looked up and his eyes were glowing and like aura was seeping out of him.
They both had auras around them, which was really cool. And
big explosion, and these two dudes in suits were like, "Oh, what the hell? Like, this is."
And
crazy.
then it cuts away, and we cut back to Sung Jinwoo in the
Now he's on the 75th.
He's on the 75th floor, and he says some cool lines that I know you were interested
I guess
in.
There's like this undead captain or like lord in a throne, and it's like Egress and the army, the undead army, and the dude in the throne, and the guy in the throne looks like up, and Jin is like on the throne, and he's like, I wonder if the undead even fear death itself, and then just murks this thing.
And the thing is like looking at him like with like a fearful face, and then he slices him to bits.
It's just cold the way he does it.
And then he explains like he's out of food.
Yep.
You know, he finished the 75th floor.
Yeah.
He's definitely he reflects that he's come a long way.
Yeah. He now has a set. He has a necklace and
he got a bunch of good gear. But he's like, and he got 2 of the 3 pieces he needs is for the elixir.
So so now it's come full circle why he's doing this, is because now he's getting the elixir.
Yes.
And now he has said power to do it.
Yeah. And he needs to get to the 100th floor, but he takes a break at the 75th
because he's lost all his food, which is fair.
And this is what I want to touch on before. Remember how I was talking about how we didn't get to see Cerberus? Maybe that it is a checkpoint based thing, because if he already beat Cerberus, maybe that was the first mini boss, right? That's what makes me think that. And because he already beat the first mini boss, he doesn't have to beat it again.
Because I mean,
because he's not gonna have to go back and beat those demons again. I don't think. I think he's gonna spawn back at 75.
Because if we're thinking like gaming, wise, 25, 50, 75 are all checkpoints essentially.
They're checkpoints.
So I would assume he can just walk back in and then pop there.
He's right
which
there.
would make sense.
Yeah. So he got some really good gear out of that. He's got some cool set bonuses going on. So they were explaining all of his gear and stuff like that. And then it cuts back to just a barren wasteland. Yeah. Just a city on fire.
These 2 dudes are talking in suits and like, yeah, I heard like S classes when they fight, like it changes the landscape of
which
the earth.
Is nuts.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay. And these buildings are all messed up and shit, and it pans inside, and what you see is, what's his name again? Dong Su
just rocked,
bloodied up, smashed against a wall, and
cuts everywhere.
Il Huang like nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Because Dong Su's an S class.
Dong Su has a bloodlust like no other. So for someone to rock his shit is insane.
Well, he's an S rank.
Yeah,
we were under the assumption that he was going to rock. It was going to be a cool fight between Sung Jinwoo and him.
Yeah, but for an S rank to get rocked that badly must be like a higher somehow S rank.
Which makes me think like there must be, he has to be another player.
Or do you even think that Il Huang is even a rank, or if he's like beyond that? Because he's been in the gates for 10 years.
Maybe he's been what I think. Ooh,
what if he's like Jinwoo?
Hold on, I just like crafted,
he's a player now.
I know. I just crafted a better story. He was stuck in the gate, right? So he actually didn't die, and he actually was able to just like get stronger naturally. And
but that's not possible.
But it's not possible because
they have to be either
a player, right?
Or a player.
Hold on. But the reawakening was completely different for Jinwoo. Could be completely different for his dad. What I'm thinking is he's stuck against it, and he's actually fighting against the controllers of the gates because he knows what they actually hold. He's talking about a calamity,
He said he did want to prevent the calamity from happening.
And Sung Jinwoo is just another pawn in the game. Because he's following what? The quest.
Well, right now he's just wanting to save his mom at the moment.
He wants
that's
to.
That's his main quest.
That's his main quest.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily what the main quest for the game is. We don't know what that is. We don't know what his end goal is. We don't know what the quest, because this has told him to kill people. The quests have told him to kill people. We already know this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is the he's just a pawn for someone. He's basically a puppet.
Right.
In a sense.
Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Being guided towards this. So I think his dad has something to do with it. That's my theory.
Okay.
And I think they're going to have to go against each other, and it's going to be a cool father-son fight, and there's going to be like some cool things being revealed.
What if the calamity that his father was talking about, the father's the calamity, and he's just talking in third person?
And him stopping it is like him finding somebody that can stop him.
Ooh.
Him stopping it is Jin having to stop him.
Ooh, I like these theories. These are fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the end of the episode, wasn't it? Or did something else happen right after that?
No,
that was it.
Pretty much it. I mean, like, aside from that, we do have, which has been touched upon, is the fact that the flying ants got to, right? So I
there was this scene with Chai-Han at like a swimming pool.
Yeah, talking to
hot,
the
talking to
yeah. So I assume at some point we'll revisit the ants again.
Well, I think this is going to be a simultaneous story.
That too.
Because they already stated in the beginning of this season that they're going.
To Jeju Island.
They're to Jeju Island. They've already set off for it. So like this is all happening very short term, right? Like we're talking like a day or two. The first 2 episodes are right. Like we're not going as very fast like we were in the first season. This is like a day-to-day thing that's happening.
Yeah, this is like everyday life.
Yeah, and so when they do eventually, like once the dust kind of settles on what's going on, I think we're gonna get cut back to them going to Jeju Island. We're gonna see some more stuff. We know,
because if I'm not mistaken, Jeju is all the guild leaders.
I think a bunch of guild leaders. I don't think it's all of them.
No, sorry, I meant like the main 5.
Yeah. It's those guys who were there the first time.
Yeah,
they're
but
all
now having to go back, right? And I assume, and this is speculative, I assume that like Jin will somehow get wrangled in because like in some way, shape, or form they'll be like, we'll give you enough money for you and your family XYZ if you just come help us, because like the last time we went, we just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
right. So
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's just my thought.
Ooh, that'd be so cool.
What do you give this episode?
8.5.
9.5.
9.5.
9.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 8.5 too.
Yeah.
I
think 9.5.
Yeah, because like, I mean, this is more lore building.
Yeah,
this is more world building.
Lot.
New
8.5 teeter on 9.
And the reason
new character got introduced. We
big new character,
and we learned some stuff about him and some stuff that's going to be coming, which is like not even. It's just like this is what's happening.
This is complete story change for me, right?
Yeah,
like we get complete story change. We have a brand new big element being brought in, his father, right? Great animation throughout. There's nothing I can really fault it on. I mean,
why
obviously,
can't you say a 10?
Why couldn't I say a 10? Because I do think like it's at the end of the day, we are just watching a shonen. Like we're not watching anything in depth. This thing isn't story changing. It isn't it isn't breaking my view on anime. This is just a really well crafted anime.
At this point, yes.
At this point, I think it's like it hits everything I want it to, and there's nothing I can really fault it on. But it doesn't break. It doesn't break the like. It's
the
not like
barrier of anime.
Yeah, let's say like something like Frieren. Why do I like Frieren so much? We've talked at length on this.
It's technically this is like a reverse isekai, where instead of going to a new world,
they come to
their world.
And like I love how they've done the animation on this. It's beautifully crafted. The fights are gorgeous. The VAs are phenomenal. The naming scheme is dumb as hell. That's
Chai-Han did some crazy poses, man. That was like, okay, out of the pool.
Yep. And that's why I'd say like 9.5 because it's a near perfect episode. I don't know how you can fault it. Like, sure, you can say the story's generic. You can say it's just a shonen, sure. Yeah. But like at the same time, look at all the bars that you have as a standard. Animation quality is great. VAs are great. Fighting's great. Story's great. What else? Like, what else could you want? What do you want from it?
More fighting in this power fantasy.
More action.
The thing is,
more
there's so
up the pool.
much.
Yes.
And we're getting every episode we've gotten a new fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's
Every
true.
episode we've gotten a new fight. We had an entire episode of a fight, which was basically Bakura. That fight was long.
Yeah.
That was a long fight. That was a lot.
That was
happened,
a long fight. You're absolutely right.
right?
Yep,
And that was just last episode.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying that so far, but I can't fault it for anything. Like this is turning out to be one of my favorite animes this year.
For sure.
For sure. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say so. Yeah. So
Good all the way around.
Yes,
Go
sir.
watch it. It's good. And we
last
have
thing,
some.
you want to touch on Switch 2 a little bit, right? Switch 2 got announced.
Yeah.
They got announced.
Officially by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Officially by Nintendo.
Switch 2.
It was like an AI kind of trailer thing.
Like a soft hardware trailer.
It was
just
just
kind of
it was a teaser trailer.
Yeah,
That's what
essentially.
it was a teaser trailer.
Yeah. So I guess like
If you haven't seen the leaks prior, just basically showed what like the Switch 2 is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's heard about it. I can't go online without seeing something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What is it now? It's still like an LED.
So
display.
people are speculating that it's LCD. And then,
no way they're not doing OLED.
yeah, apparently people are speculating that like it's an LCD screen and they went LCD so they could pump more into like the hardware and specs.
That makes sense, I guess.
Right. And then of course down the road they'll do an OLED model, but people are like, really? LCD in 2025? It's kind of weird.
That'd be kind of
But
crazy. We
I
don't
kinda
know
don't mind it.
100% though.
No. But I kind of don't mind it if the like if the hardware and specs are like beefy.
The thing is,
So
I just
if
just don't see Nintendo doing it.
I don't either.
Nintendo's never done it. Everyone always wants Nintendo to beef up their specs, and they've never done it.
Is quality of life improvements.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's gonna be quality of life, not just. I feel like they're also gonna ramp up the specs.
During the trailer,
But not much.
you know when the Joy-Cons are like sliding around on the table?
Yes.
There's been a ton of speculations that apparently the Joy-Cons can be used as mice in like some certain games. You can like use the Joy-Cons as like a mouse.
I don't think
because
they'll add that.
on the Joy-Cons there's an IR thing that will like make them be able to use. I have no idea.
Maybe it's very simplistic, but like at the same time, like you're adding more tech into these already just atrocious controllers.
Yeah.
Like
I'd prefer you make Joy-Cons that don't get stick drift every 3 months.
Yep.
That'd be
well, these are
fantastic.
Hall effect ones, so apparently
What does that mean?
that like instead of
Go ahead.
I don't
Because these like we said, nothing has been confirmed. These are all speculation.
I
They've
don't-
just given teaser trailers.
I don't know the finer details, but I know Hall effects use magnets, so that way stick drift is not a thing that can happen. Can I please get confirmation? I don't exactly know what Hall effect means. I just know that it uses magnets in
You
it.
brought it up.
Huh?
And you brought it up with no information.
I'm sorry.
How could you on a
I-
podcast?
I'll be honest. I assume you guys knew what Hall effects.
Not at all.
Why would I know what this means?
The thing is, like, okay,
I am the least techie person in this group.
not even just that.
Fair.
Like that. There's so much to these controllers that they're adding.
When
as
you
well.
talk about things
Because-
like this, I feel dumb.
One of the cool things.
I feel like I'm simple-minded at that point.
I'm simple minded.
One of the cool things about these controllers is they are magnet now, which was a big like thing.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I thought
they're
it was just like
magnets.
a
no,
clip-in.
no, it's a magnet.
Oh, okay.
It's they're gonna pop in. It's gonna be it is like a little plug. Like
Okay.
there is a little notch that's gonna go that goes into it. Like there's contacts, but it's all magnetized. So when you put it
Gotcha.
on, it's just gonna boop, boop,
Got you.
So the biggest concern is I'll just try and show you guys here,
which is great.
is that this piece right here is what.
Oh, the USB? Yeah.
So, like this little notch.
It's
Yeah,
not
the
even
clip-in.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, the minute you fucking touch that thing and it snaps, the whole system's chalked because it's attached to the tablet part.
That's the whole point.
So the minute
No
you
one's
like,
using those.
so the minute you misplace the Joy-Cons and that gets just a tiny bit fractured, you're fucked.
Which means people are gonna be buying brand new Pro controllers like crazy.
You're fucked. Yeah.
That's kind of a weird design that they went with.
I can understand, like, yeah, like,
It's
like,
just,
I
you know what? Nintendo's always done this.
I understand
They've
the
always done
like
weird
the
stuff.
magnet thing, cool, but having a prong stick out is just so scary.
We're in 2025. A car you can text your car and it can pull up to you. Can we get some proper controllers? Like, brother,
Your
we're
car
going-
can pull out and open the door before you get in it.
Yeah. Like, what are we messing around with?
Yeah.
What is
so
the holdup?
I don't think this is gonna do very well.
No.
I don't think this is because I don't think there's enough
Actually, wait.
pull from the Switch to the Switch to like from the Switch 2 to to the Switch for people to jump that bandwagon.
You know what? And one nice quality of life thing that they're doing is they aren't changing the game cartridges.
Well, they said
there is exclusive.
There's gonna be exclusive Switch 2 games.
Yes,
but it can play Switch games.
Yes.
Hall effect Joy-Cons, joysticks offer contactless operation, ensuring a long lifespan. With
what do they mean by contactless?
Because I think that's what I meant by like the magnets in it. It's contactless. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, technically, it's gonna make contact
when you touch it.
Yeah, like contactless usually. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Description thing, but
my thought is
people that want to play the new games, they'll buy this. But this feels like the Wii U all over again.
Yes, and
that's what I'm getting just based off first impression.
Yeah, I like. What's the point? Like, I don't touch my Switch to begin with. This is for major Nintendo fans. This is for major. This is a cult following type thing. Yeah, you're gonna buy it. I know you're gonna buy it,
and then you're gonna buy it, and you're gonna be disappointed.
Hold on, no. This is what
I mean.
I know what he's gonna do. Hold on, because I dealt with him when he got his first Nintendo Switch. Do you remember this? I was at GameStop, and you came in. You were trying to. You had Super Smash. And you had like 2 games. You had Super Smash and I think something else. And you came in and tried to trade in Smash like 4 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. And then eventually you did end up selling your Switch. And you're like, I just don't use it.
Only then to get another one.
Yep.
But then he got gifted one.
Yep.
My Switch?
Yeah.
No. It was Super Smash. I traded in.
Yeah, but you got rid of your Switch.
No, I've had my same Switch since.
Okay, maybe I
got it.
Maybe it was the then I'm confusing it with the PS5.
It was that.
Yeah. That's probably why. Because I did help you with the PS5 too.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Switch as well. But I know you were trading in games like crazy. You were just like, you would get games and I'd be like, why are you trading these games in? Like, they're just fun games that you
But play. I guess new things is magnet Joy-Cons, USB-C port on top. Obviously the look, it's a lot bigger. New Joy-Cons. New dock, yep. No hardware specs, nothing. So to backpack off what you said, can play Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 games. Question I have is if I put my Switch 2 in docked and I put in a Nintendo Switch 1 game, will it get upscaled graphically?
No.
That's just a question I have.
The only company that's been able to do that is Microsoft.
Properly? Yes.
Yeah, Microsoft is.
What about PlayStation?
Nope.
Properly?
No.
Are we talking about
not even.
No, they do. Like, they do an upscale.
I'm gonna tell you what happens between these systems. Okay. PlayStation, they do these minor upgrades, but that's it. There's nothing more to it.
I just heard even in the new Pro, like it upscales it.
There's a 4K upscaling to
but
Sony.
It took a Pro to do that, which barely, and it doesn't even do it. It doesn't even do it well.
No,
which
it
I've
doesn't.
heard.
Now the difference with Microsoft, their Xbox Series X
native does 4K.
Native does 4K. Any old games you play gets up-resed and frame rates go up.
Oh, really?
Their frame rates go higher.
Interesting. That I didn't know.
PlayStation doesn't do that.
Yeah.
There's no way Nintendo's doing this.
Not a single chance in hell
there's
that
no
they
way
would
they're
ever
up-resing.
even. And there's
why
no
would
point.
Because why would they put that kind of like manpower and money into their hardware system?
There's no point either because Nintendo's just not known for.
They're not known for that.
For power.
No.
They've never been known for it.
Look at the Switch 1.
Look at every console, every single console they've ever created. You can't tell me any of them
Nintendo's
was cutting
only
edge.
Successful right now because they do their own thing. The minute they start competing with Sony and Microsoft in terms of horsepower, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, Nintendo has never really been like a competition thing. They're just like, we make fun games that people buy.
Yeah. The minute they lose that focus, they're done.
Well, no, it's just all that keeps them alive is their first party titles. That's it.
Because a lot of the thirds you can buy in everything else.
Bang. And that's the same thing with Sony. We can say that about Sony as well. But I'd say Sony still does come out with like some really fun cutting edge stuff with when it comes to either their controllers or
they're starting to a lot more.
Well, no, they've done it even since the PS4. When the PS4 launched, I don't know if you remember, they were like one of the first like handheld controllers that had like full gyroscopic control. So there was missions like, let's say
that was in the PS3.
Was it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, you are right. They had gyroscopic, but it wasn't as
Intuitive.
Yeah. And then in the second one, they did they did one, because I just know this from Infamous Second Son. You would turn your controller sideways, like shake it up and down, and then you would like press the touchpad like it was a spray paint can. That was cool.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And there was cool, and Sony always came out with some cool cutting edge stuff with their
and then
games,
on the controller it go.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yes.
That was cool. I remember the first time I did that, I was like, this is insane.
Yeah. So Sony has put out like some pretty fun stuff when it comes to video game technology.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why they win, is because they are almost the immediate middle of where you have like Nintendo, who has all first parties.
Take a look at Astrobot, like
has power.
The game that and playing with the controller, the amount of sounds and like that correspond from the game with controller, that's that middle ground that you're talking about, which I think they do amazing.
Exactly. And that's why I think like Nintendo, like you were saying, this Nintendo Switch 2, I don't think it's gonna do well.
I don't think so.
I really, you know what's gonna happen, and
it's
I can
not
guarantee
take
you
off
that
like the Switch 2.
No.
What? Because most people that have bought this have been families.
Hold on.
Right? And a family that just bought a Switch, they're gonna be like, why do I need to buy
this? Is going to be crazy, because this is going to be, we're going to find out very, very quickly, because there's going to be scalpers. There always is. Day one, there's scalpers, right? And we're going to find out by the scalping market how well it is. In the first month, we will find out how well it's doing, because I guarantee you people are going to buy it to scalp it. Nobody's going to buy it, and it's going to drop.
Yep.
And people are just going to be like,
ask me if this is going to like replace my Steam Deck, and I'm like, no.
No,
like not even.
How would
like it'll complement my deck, but it won't replace my deck.
I think it'll just be its own thing again, just like the Nintendo Switch. It's going to be its own thing that people who really like Legend of Zelda, Super Smash Bros, and Mario and Pokemon are going to get.
Yeah, it's not different enough.
It's not new enough. There's nothing.
If their claim for this thing is going to be better hardware specs, I feel like it's going to come under what the PlayStation 5 and the Series X can do.
It can't. Well, that's the thing.
No, like it's going to come under it. It's not going to match it. It's going to be under what
it's not even going to match what its current opposing issue is, the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is still going to, I can guarantee you that the Steam Deck is still going to be more powerful than the Switch 2. I can guarantee you it, because Nintendo is not, when Nintendo came out with the Switch 1, okay, we were already getting consoles with 4K.
Yep.
And they were putting out a console that legitimately had a 720p screen.
That's true. And it up-res to 1080.
And it up-res to 1080 when you docked it.
Yeah.
That's what we're working with. We're working with a company that is probably 10 to 15 years behind in technology.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? So we're not going to get heavy specs. We're not getting anything crazy new. If what you say it's an LCD screen, there's no reason.
Yeah, that's a weird.
That's just from what I've heard.
That's why he said that. That's why what you're saying. If
it'd be absolutely bonkers.
Acting like a victim over here, dog. Like you're being attacked 24/7.
No. And like I said, like it's not. This is just all. This is all speculative, right? None of this is fact. But we are just looking at it from history. We're looking at it from Nintendo's history, from a console history, from a gaming history perspective, and looking at it that way. Not looking forward to this.
No. I think that's it though. We're gonna cut it there now.
Yep.
No more speculating on the Switch 2.
A lot of speculation today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure Nintendo will make their official announcement at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be in February, because that's what they did with the Switch. Originally.
I do know at the end of the trailer it says April 2nd, a direct for like a hands-on experience for the Switch 2. So
and then a week later they're gonna go up for pre-order. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's it for our episode, guys. Sack Squad, thank you for coming to watch again and checking us out.
Brother.
As always, we appreciate your viewership. If you do like our stuff, or if you want to make fun of us, just subscribe and comment and
hit the like button. We're down there. It's free.
Yeah, and hit the notifications.
If you have nothing
when we're coming out.
If you have nothing to comment, just comment your favorite emoji. It helps with the engagement. It helps with this. It makes us look cool, right?
Absolutely, and
make us feel good, because we can't make ourselves feel good.
Yeah, and we're gonna be. We have a full year ahead of us. We have
new
year,
new conversations,
new sack,
new animations.
Yep,
same sack,
same 3 idiots.
You
know what? we're going to be going through tons of anime, and if you want to follow along with these animes as they're airing and listen to our commentary on them, that's what we try to do. That's what we try to bring you.
Yeah.
So just give us some fun comments in the comment section. Let us know how you're feeling.
As long as we get our videos up in time.
True, very true. Somebody. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode. Sack Squad.
Peace.